For starters, I'm definitely, glad we could get you on the show because, I mean, I'm sure we've been talking about getting you on here for a little bit. And I think, you've definitely been doing your thing, and you're definitely one of those rappers that, you know, I hear a lot about even outside of like the industry stuff. Like I have friends who ain't got nothing to do with the industry. They love you. So they always asking where did you go be on here? What's going on with you? So, like I said, an honor. Definitely happy to have you.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Absolutely. All right, so we can start from the top. Kind of how did you get into rap? Like, kind of how did you decide this was something you wanted to do?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just where I come from, it's like, coming up, just freestyling, sitting around, shooting the shit high, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That nigga just rapping about what they doing throughout the day, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You never know, you know what I'm saying?
Did you feel? When did you notice that? Like, when did you notice that like you were good? Because like what you talking about, like kind of everybody, a lot of people kind of just rap. But when did you get to the point where you were like, oh, I'm actually good at this. I can keep going.
Shit, like, when I started making songs for the hood, like, I mean, for the hood and the surrounding area started clinging on to, like, they were clinging on to this shit, like, started repeating this shit, you know what I'm saying? The hood was doing this.
What were some of those songs kind of that you remember? Like I think like back then when you were like, oh, people start to really like these songs now.
Uh, Back then,
Yeah, like at the start.
it was just all type of little songs that I was dropping. You know, back then it was SoundCloud and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just all this different type of this shit I was dropping that the streets was feeling, the hood was feeling and shit.
Right. So you start. When did you feel like okay, you're getting bigger? And this is kind of like this is before you had to do any time or anything like that. Like before 2017, when did you start to feel like things were really starting to take off?
Before when?
2017.
Yeah, that's around about that time. That's when I felt like she could, like it could really be something. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be big.
Right. Um, I know that, kind of when you got locked up in 2017, you still were serious about rap and you still wanted to kind of keep going with your career and stuff like that. How did you stay focused like on your career and like also on like being free while you were in there? Because I think a lot of, I mean, you've seen it too. There's rappers who have had to do time and like couldn't get hot again or couldn't come out and like rap at the same level, but you managed to do that pretty easily. So kind of how did you do that?
Because like I changed with time, like, and I always was up on what was going on. Like, I always got pictures of rappers and what they was wearing, and you know what I'm saying, the style, the lingo. You know what I'm saying. I always order magazines and books and shit, and you know what I'm saying, download the new music, and it's been time where I've been around cell phones and shit. You know what I'm saying. So I was able to keep up with the culture. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I was writing this shit, you know what I'm saying, and staying afloat with this shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think I think that I mean you know what, and I think for real, I hope that you give yourself credit for that because that's amazing. Because I think a lot of times it's hard to keep up just in general with kind of how quickly rap changes over. Like rap sounds so different from like year to year, but you stayed not only did you like stay aware of what was going on, you were also putting stuff out back then too. It's like you had tapes that were coming out. Um, Kind of how did you kind of like were you aware of like how your name was continuing to rise even while you were locked up? Like people were still looking for you and stuff like that.
Yeah, like after, I thought it was gonna die out probably after like 2.5 years, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like around about after about 3.5 years, 4 years, I was like, oh shit, like they still fucking with me out there. So you know what I'm saying? I'm still talking to DJs and shit. I'm still talking to motherfuckers in the street. So they would let me know they still fucking with you. I'm like, all right, bitch. So yeah, it really ain't finna be hard. All I gotta do is come home, apply pressure.
Right. Um, no, that's cool though. So like when you came out, I think another thing that was like really impressive is like when you got out in July, like you pretty much started swinging immediately. Like you wasn't like
Right.
once you got out, you were like, no, we put songs out. We put songs out. We get people's attention. We're just going. Um, Kind of how did that feel? I mean, because at the same time you're also kind of getting used to being free, but also like so focused on rap and you're doing both these things at the same time. So kind of what was that time like? How did you kind of balance the two and stay focused?
I'm still battling with it. I'm still adjusting to freedom alone. So having to adjust to the lifestyle is a whole different thing. So, but I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting well though. I
Right.
just, I just keep my distance. You know what I'm saying, man? My business and just stay focused.
Um, when you started dropping those songs, like right after you came out, like over the last couple of months, kind of what was the plan for your career? Like, what did you want to do at that point? Like, what were did you have like some short term goals set out for what you wanted to do with your rap career?
Nah, I just knew I wanted to do it, but now that I see what it consists of, and it made me want to go harder.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, how did you? What's the story of you signing to Mob Ties Atlantic? I know probably what happened with you is like you had so much buzz, even just off of the like viral videos of you rapping. Um, all the labels knew who you were. So how did you how did you like choose like where you went? Like how did that come together?
I kind of already had a thing going on with Mob Time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Red Gang before I even went in.
Right.
Then when I got out, I started rocking out with Mob Time. But you know, me and Bag had already had a partnership. So, but man, Mob Time had a partnership too. So we just all sat down and made it make sense. And shit, I got with Atlantic for distribution.
Mm-hmm. Um, what kind of happened really fast to back end went viral. As I'm sure you
Right,
know, it was
yeah, yeah.
right. It's everywhere. The lines is everywhere. Um, what's that like? You know, like coming from because realistically, at a certain point, the rap stuff was just like a dream, and then it became something you pursued, and then it turned into, okay, I have this song that everybody knows. I have these lyrics everybody knows, and it's happening really fast.
Right. Yeah, like it was different, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm still taking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm good though. Like I ain't burnt out or nothing. I'm still here, but I'm still
Right? No, not at all.
taking it all in.
No, not at all.
I appreciate all the love and you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you don't come right. You don't come off like you don't come off like oh this is too much because I mean I'm sure as you already understand like just being in the music industry period is crazy. There's so much there's so much like that goes on in it. Um, but you've adjusted to it well, and I think part of it is exactly what you just said before, where you focus on putting the songs out, making sure the songs are where they need to be, and you know you do the shows, and that's it. And I think you have the you have the music part straight, and that's I think always the most important part. You don't it don't matter what happens around that. If you just solid in general and your music is straight, you know, just pretty much the sky's the limit.
Nah, straight up.
Right. Um, so I know you have 90 days coming soon. Can you tell me about the title?
90 days is like it represents everything that I accomplished within my first 90 days of being free. Like everything, like um the deal I did with Atlantic, you know what I'm saying? The deal I did with Bad, with Brig Gang, like us making amends and like
Right.
coming back together, like that would be you know, going viral of course, that would be uh like it was just everything like I became a millionaire like within 90 days of being out of jail. So it was like be something to put a lot of focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did you did you foresee all this for yourself? Like are you I know you said you're still taking all of it in, but like did you have it in your mind like this is kind of where I want to go with it or are you still like still surprised by like different parts of this?
Now I already knew what I wanted to go with. I already know exactly what I wanted to do.
Right. Um I so 90 days coming out on Friday. Are there songs on there that you want that you're really looking forward to people hearing or that people kind of have been like chasing you around about? Because I know what happens a lot all the time is if people hear a snippet, they're like, I need that, and they'll never stop until they hear the snippet. So are there any songs like that?
I just put up a snippet on TikTok I'm excited about this song right there, so I can't wait for the album to come. Called Overdose.
Okay, all right, because I was gonna ask, right, which song? Okay, for sure. Um, so I think throughout your career, with everything that's kind of coming together now and how quickly everything has been moving, um, do you do you think that it's like all you expected it to be? Like when you look at like kind of now being like a successful rapper, a famous rapper and stuff like that, is this kind of what you expected from it? I don't mean just like your success, but more in the sense of like how people treat you, how people see you around, how they react when they go, "Oh, that's Finesse2tymes." Like, how does like is this kind of what you expected, or is it like a little different?
Yeah, because like I was kind of like I was around it a little bit growing up. Like I was seeing other rappers and their success. I was kind of around and seeing their love and that they was getting. And I knew I could do that. Yeah, I knew if I set my ass down and really,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, zoned in on the music and really stayed out of jail, I could do it. I already knew I could do it.
Um, what do you think has been like the biggest moment in your career so far? Because I mean, you've had a lot of big moments over the last couple of months, but is there something that particularly sticks out? And it could be like a show, it could be you signing, it could be anything.
I think it's just bonding with my kids.
That's major. No, I mean, and that's real too. I think it's wild. That's the first time I've heard somebody say that on the show. But I think that's important. I think it's cool that you understand the importance of your career, but you know that the family stuff is way bigger than all of that. Like at the end of the day, like, you got family responsibilities and stuff like that that you care about. So, what's something
You gotta capture all the moments because
right?
I live on the road. I be moving, so you gotta capture all the moments, like when you got your kids, when you chilling with your kids.
Right. What's something most people don't know about you? Like, is there something people would be surprised that you either have an interest in or you're like really good at or something?
I can cook. I'm the best cook with me. Like I can cook better than everybody around me. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the best dish? What's your best dish?
I can get down on them boys on whatever. Yeah.
There's, I mean, oh, no, that is good. That's definitely good. Is there? I mean, before we like wrap up, or is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything you want to talk about or bring up that I didn't ask you about? It could be about music, career, anything. Anything you want to talk about, I didn't ask about.
Nah, you good, man. Like I'm just going with the flow, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm riding with you.
No, I appreciate that. Absolutely, man. Well, for sure, I appreciate your time, man. I'm glad we could do this. Glad you could pull up and do the show. That's pretty much it, man. But thank you. Appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. All right.